Robin returns to Port Charles, a life-changing confession that shakes the foundation of General Hospital. The quiet streets of Port Charles are about to be rocked by one of the most shocking revelations in General Hospital history. After years away from the town that shaped her, Dr. Robin Scorpio Drake makes her dramatic return, carrying with her a secret that will forever change the lives of those she holds most dear. But this homecoming is far from the joyful reunion fans might expect. It's the beginning of a story that will test the bonds of family, love, and loyalty in ways no one could have anticipated. The unexpected return. Robin's arrival in Port Charles comes at a time when the town is already buzzing with intrigue and danger. Her daughter Emma, now a college student with a rebellious streak, has recently returned to town and is staying with her grandmother Anna Devane. What was supposed to be a simple visit has transformed into something much more complex, setting the stage for Robin's own unexpected appearance. The circumstances surrounding Robin's return are shrouded in mystery. Unlike her previous visits, which were typically planned family occasions, this time feels different, urgent, almost desperate. Sources close to the storyline suggest that Robin's return is not merely a social call, but rather a response to growing dangers that threaten not only her own family, but the entire fabric of Port Charles itself. As Robin steps off the plane at Port Charles Airport, her eyes scanning the familiar surroundings with a mixture of nostalgia and apprehension, she knows that the conversation she's about to have will change everything. The weight of the secret she's carried for so long has become unbearable, and the time has come for the truth to finally emerge. A secret that changes everything. The heart of this dramatic storyline lies in Robin's shocking confession to Jason Morgan, a revelation that will send shockwaves through the entire General Hospital community. In a moment of vulnerability and desperation, Robin finally admits the truth she has kept hidden for years. Emma is not Patrick Drake's daughter, as everyone has believed, but Jason's biological child. This confession doesn't come easily for Robin. As a woman who has always prided herself on honesty and integrity, keeping such a monumental secret has been eating away at her conscience. The circumstances that led to this deception were complex, rooted in a time when Robin and Jason were thrown together under extraordinary circumstances. During a period when Jason was presumed dead, the revelation unfolds gradually, with Robin explaining how during her captivity years ago, when she was forced to work for a shadow organization, Jason was not as dead as the world believed. He was alive, barely surviving, and being held in a nearby facility. During their time together, trying to escape and fighting for survival, they found solace in each other, and Emma was conceived. Jason's reaction to this life-altering news is a complex mixture of joy, anger, and bewilderment. For a man who has lived his life believing he would never have the opportunity to be a father, in any conventional sense, learning that he has a daughter, especially one he's watched grow up from afar, triggers an emotional earthquake that threatens to reshape his entire worldview. The joy Jason feels is immediate and overwhelming. Emma, the bright, spirited young woman he's come to know through her connections to Anna and the greater Port Charles community, is his daughter. The realization fills him with a warmth and sense of completion he never expected to experience. However, this joy is quickly tempered by a crushing sense of loss, years of missed opportunities, birthdays uncelebrated, milestones unwitnessed, and countless precious moments that can never be reclaimed. But alongside the joy and grief comes anger. Jason struggles to understand why Robin made the choice to keep this truth from him. He grapples with feelings of betrayal, not just from Robin, but from the situation itself. How could something so fundamental to his identity have been hidden from him for so long? The questions multiply exponentially. Who else knew? How many people were complicit in keeping this secret? And what other truths about his life might be built on similar foundations of deception? Emma's world turned upside down. For Emma, this revelation proves to be even more earth-shattering than it is for Jason. At an age where identity and belonging are crucial components of psychological development, learning that the man she believed to be her father is not her biological parent, while simultaneously discovering that her actual father is someone she's known but never understood to be family, creates a crisis of identity that threatens to overwhelm her. Emma has always been portrayed as an intelligent, perceptive young woman, But nothing could have prepared her for this bombshell. The foundation of everything she believed about herself, her family, and her place in the world suddenly shifts beneath her feet. The questions that plague her are endless. Does this change who she is? What does this mean for her relationship with Patrick, the man who raised her? How should she feel about Jason, the stranger who is somehow her father? The timing of this revelation is particularly challenging for Emma, who is already navigating the complexities of college life and the rebellious phase that has marked her recent return to Port Charles. The additional emotional burden of processing this family secret, while trying to maintain her academic and social responsibilities, creates a perfect storm of psychological pressure that threatens to push her beyond her limits. The ripple effect through Port Charles. Robin's confession creates ripple effects that extend far beyond the immediate family circle. Anna Devane, Emma's beloved grandmother, finds herself grappling with the implications of this revelation for her own family dynamics. As someone who has always prided herself on being able to read people and situations, Anna is forced to confront the fact that her own daughter successfully kept such a monumental secret from her for years. The revelation also has significant implications for Patrick Drake, who raised Emma as his own daughter and loved her unconditionally. While the storyline suggests that Patrick is no longer actively present in Port Charles, the emotional weight of this revelation would undoubtedly reach him wherever he is. The man who changed diapers, attended school plays, and guided Emma through her formative years must now reconcile his role as her father with the biological reality that has suddenly been revealed. Within the broader Port Charles community, news of Emma's true parentage sends shockwaves through established social circles and family alliances. Jason Morgan, already a figure of intrigue and controversy due to his connections to the Corinthos organization, now finds himself linked to one of Port Charles' most respected families through his daughter. This connection has the potential to shift power dynamics and create new alliances and conflicts throughout the town. A mission of rescue and redemption. As if the emotional complexity of the paternity revelation weren't enough, Robin and Jason soon find themselves united by a common cause that forces them to work together. Despite the complicated emotions surrounding their shared secret, Anna Devane, Emma's grandmother and Robin's mother, finds herself in mortal danger, captured by enemies whose motives run deeper than simple revenge. The kidnapping of Anna serves as a catalyst that transforms Robin's confession from a personal family matter into a life-or-death situation that requires immediate action. Suddenly, Jason and Robin must put aside their complicated feelings about the past and focus on the urgent present. Emma, despite her youth and the emotional turmoil she's experiencing, becomes an integral part of the rescue mission, her intelligence and determination proving invaluable in the fight to save her grandmother. This shared mission creates an opportunity for Jason and Robin to work through some of their complicated emotions while simultaneously building the foundation for a new kind of relationship. They're no longer just former lovers with a complicated past. They're co-parents united by their love for Emma and their determination to protect their family from those who would harm them. The central theme running through this storyline is the psychological impact of secrets and the complex process of revealing long-hidden truths. Robin's decision to keep Emma's paternity secret was not made lightly or out of malice, but rather from a desire to protect both Jason and Emma from the complications and dangers that might arise from the truth. However, as often happens in life, the very act of keeping the secret created more problems than it solved. The storyline explores the ways in which secrets can become psychological burdens that grow heavier over time. Robin's struggle with maintaining this deception while watching Jason interact with Emma, never knowing she was his daughter, created an internal conflict that ultimately became unsustainable. The guilt and stress of maintaining such a significant lie took a toll on Robin's emotional well-being and influenced her decision to stay away from Port Charles for extended periods. For Jason, learning the truth forces him to confront his own assumptions about family, fatherhood, and identity. A man who has always defined himself through his actions and choices must now grapple with a fundamental aspect of his identity that was shaped by circumstances beyond his control. The revelation challenges his understanding of what it means to be a father and forces him to reevaluate his priorities and goals for the future, building new foundations. As the immediate crisis surrounding Anna's kidnapping resolves, Jason, Robin, and Emma must begin the difficult process of building new family relationships based on their shared truth. This process is complicated by the years of separation, the complex emotions surrounding the revelation, and the ongoing dangers that seem to perpetually surround Jason's life. For Jason, learning to be a father to a young adult daughter presents unique challenges. He has no experience with the gradual development of parental bonds that typically occur over years of daily interaction. Instead, he must somehow compress years of missed relationship building into an accelerated timeline while respecting Emma's autonomy and emotional needs. Emma faces the equally challenging task of integrating this new understanding of her identity into her existing sense of self. She must find a way to honor the relationship she has with Patrick while exploring what it means to have Jason as her biological father. The process requires remarkable emotional maturity and resilience, qualities that Emma possesses, but must learn to access under extraordinary circumstances. Robin, meanwhile, must navigate the complex dynamics of co-parenting with a man she once loved, but with whom she now has a complicated relationship. The secret she kept was intended to protect both Jason and Emma, but now she must find ways to support their developing relationship while managing her own feelings of guilt, regret, and hope for the future. The storyline represents a masterful exploration of the complexities of modern family dynamics, the psychology of secrets and revelation, and the enduring power of love to overcome even the most challenging circumstances. As Robin's confession reverberates through Port Charles, touching the lives of everyone connected to this extraordinary family, viewers are reminded that the truth, no matter how complicated or painful, ultimately provides the foundation for authentic relationships and genuine healing. The journey ahead for Jason, Robin, and Emma will be filled with challenges, but it also holds the promise of redemption, growth, and the possibility of building something beautiful from the wreckage of long-held secrets. In the world of General Hospital, where drama and emotion intertwine to create compelling human stories, this revelation stands as a testament to the show's ability to explore the deepest aspects of human experience, while delivering the kind of compelling storytelling that has kept audiences engaged for decades. Next, we will delve into the explosive possibility that Michael Corinthos might outsmart Willow Tate by luring her into a taped admission about her role as Daisy Gilmore's shadowy pursuer, potentially turning the tables in a high-stakes courtroom showdown. In the swirling drama of Port Charles, Michael Corinthos has been piecing together a puzzle that's left fans on the edge of their seats. After a period of careful observation and connecting subtle dots, he's come to the startling conclusion that his estranged wife, Willow Tate, is the mysterious figure who tormented Daisy Gilmore with relentless stalking tactics. This revelation isn't just a hunch, it aligns perfectly with the eerie events that unfolded, driving Sasha Gilmore Corbin and Daisy to flee the town in fear. Viewers of General Hospital have been privy to Willow's descent into this unsettling behavior, watching as her desperation morphed into something far more sinister. Her actions directly contributed to the chaos that uprooted Sasha's life, forcing her and Daisy into an abrupt departure from the familiar comforts of Port Charles. It's a betrayal that cuts deep, especially considering the family ties involved, and many agree that Willow should face consequences for orchestrating such a frightening ordeal. Yet, the lack of concrete evidence complicates matters immensely. Willow was clever enough to evade the extensive security cameras scattered across the Quartermain estate, leaving no visual trail of her intrusive visits or the psychological pressure she exerted. Without footage or eyewitness accounts, Michael's suspicions remain just that suspicionless. He can devise a clever way to substantiate them. This gap in proof adds a layer of intrigue, as it forces Michael to think outside the box, perhaps drawing on his business acumen and family legacy of strategic maneuvering to build a case. As the storyline builds toward an inevitable confrontation, Michael's options for exposing Willow's misdeeds are limited by the absence of key players. With Sasha and Daisy now far removed from Port Charles, rebuilding their lives in a quieter locale, perhaps a quaint coastal town, where they can escape the constant drama. There's no opportunity to stage a real-time trap or recreate the stalking scenarios to catch Willow red-handed. This geographical barrier heightens the tension, making it clear that traditional investigative methods won't suffice. Instead, the path forward might hinge on a more personal and psychological approach, extracting a direct confession from Willow herself. Imagine the scene unfolding in a neutral setting, like a quiet corner of the Metro Court or even a private room at the Quartermain Mansion, where Michael could initiate what appears to be a civil dialogue. By leveraging Willow's deep-seated longing to reconnect with their children, Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos, Michael could tap into her vulnerabilities. These kids represent the heart of their fractured family, with Wiley's innocent curiosity and Amelia's budding personality serving as constant reminders of what Willow has lost. Her maternal instincts run strong, and she's shown time and again that she'd go to great lengths to regain even fleeting moments with them, whether it's through supervised visits or simple updates on their daily lives. Michael, aware of this emotional leverage, might position himself as the reasonable party, suggesting a pathway to reconciliation that dangles the promise of access to the children as bait. Building on this setup, the potential for deception adds a thrilling twist to the narrative. Michael could orchestrate a meeting under the guise of fostering trust and mutual understanding, emphasizing themes of honesty and forgiveness that resonate deeply in the soap opera world. He might start by acknowledging the pain on both sides, perhaps sharing fabricated anecdotes about how the children miss their mother, painting vivid pictures of Wiley asking about her during bedtime stories, or Amelia reaching for a photo of Willow during playtime. This emotional groundwork could soften Willow's defenses, making her more amenable to opening up. Then, in a calculated pivot, Michael could gently steer the conversation toward his growing suspicions about the stalking incidents. To make it believable, he might frame it as a necessary step for healing, insisting that full disclosure is the only way to rebuild their shattered family dynamic. Inventing new elements here. Perhaps Michael could reference anonymous tips or overheard whispers in Port Charles circles that point to Willow's involvement, adding pressure without revealing his full hand, encouraging her to unburden herself. He could promise that a clean slate starts with admitting past mistakes, all while secretly activating a recording device, maybe a discreet app on his phone, or a hidden microphone in the room. If Willow takes the bait and pours out her guilt over the baby-related harassment that targeted Daisy, detailing how her jealousy and fear of losing her place in the family drove her to such extremes, Michael would secure irrefutable audio evidence. This confession could include specifics like the late-night appearances, the cryptic messages left behind, or even the psychological toll it took on Sasha, who was already fragile from her own battles with addiction and loss. The implications of such a recording extend far beyond a private admission, potentially reshaping the landscape of their ongoing legal battles. In the courtroom, where tensions are already sky-high due to other complicating factors like the murky Jen Sidwell bribery scandal that threatens to tarnish Michael's reputation, this taped confession could emerge as a game-changing surprise. Picture the dramatic moment as Willow's legal team pushes for custody rights or visitation privileges. Michael's attorneys unveil the audio, playing it for the judge and spectators in a hushed courtroom. The revelation would not only validate Michael's claims, but also paint Willow as an unstable influence, possibly swaying the decision in his favor. Even if the bribery allegations create hurdles stemming from Michael's desperate attempts to secure advantages in unrelated dealings with shady figures like Sidwell, who has his own web of international intrigue with his stalking evidence, could serve as a powerful counterbalance. It might highlight Willow's pattern of manipulative behavior, drawing parallels to other Port Charles scandals where hidden truths upended lives, such as past deceptions involving the Corinthos clan or the Quartermain feuds. Fans speculate that this could lead to broader repercussions, like Willow seeking therapy for her impulsive actions or facing community backlash from characters like Nina Reeves, who has her own complicated history with Willow. Delving deeper into the character dynamics, Willow's motivations for the stalking add layers of complexity to her portrayal. rooted in her fierce protectiveness over her family unit, especially after the revelations about her biological ties and the health crises she's endured. Her actions reflect a woman pushed to the brink. Yet, this doesn't excuse the harm inflicted on Daisy, whose own journey has been marked by vulnerability and the search for stability alongside Sasha. Michael, on the other hand, embodies the calculating protector, drawing from his upbringing under Sonny Corinthus's influence to navigate these treacherous waters. His potential trickery isn't born of malice, but a desire to safeguard his children from further instability, perhaps even incorporating advice from allies like Carly Spencer, who could offer insights on outmaneuvering emotional adversaries based on her own storied past. As the plot thickens, ABC General Hospital spoilers tease that the rift between Michael and Willow is far from mended, with more clashes on the horizon that could involve unexpected alliances or further revelations. Will Michael's scheme succeed, or will Willow sense the trap and turn the tables? The upcoming hearing promises to be a pivotal event, potentially incorporating twists like surprise witnesses or leaked information that escalates the drama. Stay tuned to our channel for the latest updates on this riveting storyline, including any developments in the court proceedings or how other Port Charles residents react to the unfolding scandal, whether it's the fallout from the stalking confession or the broader implications for the Corinthos family. General Hospital continues to deliver the heart-pounding excitement we've come to expect. In expanding on these ideas, it's worth noting how this arc mirrors classic soap tropes of betrayal and redemption, with Michael's potential recording acting as a modern twist on age-old themes of evidence and exoneration. If executed, it could lead to Willow's character exploring paths of atonement, perhaps through community service or reconciliation efforts that bring her closer to self-awareness. Meanwhile, Michael's victory might come at a personal cost, straining his relationships and forcing him to confront his own ethical boundaries. The interplay between desperation and strategy keeps viewers hooked, reminding us why General Hospital remains a staple of daytime television. Wrapping up our deep dive, the anticipation builds for what could be one of the most memorable courtroom moments in recent episodes. With Michael's intellect pitted against Willow's emotions, the stage is set for fireworks that could redefine their futures. Thank you for joining us on ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive insights.